This conference will now be recorded.
All right, everyone. Today is Wednesday, August 14th, and as always, everything that we're going to be going over today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so a lot of things going on. We could see the market took a little bit more of a hit overnight, and we got a pretty decent list out there. So we got some show of hands. First thing I'm going to be looking at is LK. So something I really liked about it. Now, on its way down, we really didn't get much volume, but you could see the selling that started to come in. So all the way down here at that up here at that 23, 20, which were already a bit lower than, but the real burst that I'm looking at is that 22.50. So we could see on that bid side of things, definitely had a bunch of selling that we're starting to pull up from right now. After that pull up, I definitely want to see a little bit more selling coming in, but I highly doubt that someone came in this early in the pre-market to only make that 50 cents. So we're going to be pulling back up and then be expecting us to come back down and trigger towards that 22.50 level. Next thing looking at is AKTX. So AKTX this morning, just a beautiful move up on pretty decent volume too, almost the entire way, which I love to see as a variable for these cheaper stocks. Now, one thing that we do need to look at is that at 3, we had a little bit of ask prints, nothing too crazy at all. I would have loved to see a lot more buying that came in, but either way, we do have that buying at 3. Looks like we had some riders coming in and some people kind of bailing underneath that 3 level. You can see we're in a pretty nice staircase right now, so a trigger back up towards that 3, definitely a high percentage trade. Next one, MYGN. So MYGN, beautiful trend coming towards this downside. The only thing with it, though, is we haven't really got any good prints to come in yet. You can see everything in the PM, and then this morning, really not much. You have a little bit of covering at 30.50, and once again, we're talking about covering. We went over this yesterday in Traders Exchange, but the covering because of the fact that we're looking at the stock was such a big downtrend. It closed yesterday at 44.55, and we were all the way down, in that 30 area. So absolutely going to need to see more selling for this thing to be able to continue down. Otherwise, you're going to see that covering start to bring this thing right back up from pretty much from not where it came from, not all the way towards that top side, but a pretty substantial amount. So we really just need a better show of hand, but overall trades $1.50 on average. We should definitely be able to see a lot more coming into that today based off the volume that we already have during the pre-market. And then M is on my list. Now, M is going to be a way more controlled stock. It's definitely more of a, I don't want to say beginner stock, but a more controllable stock to be able to trade. Now, we can see that on average trade 66 cents. We're going to be expecting a lot more than that today, at least double. That's where I'm going to start with. But overall, once again, you can see just the prints that we've had coming into it have been a little bit mixed, except for right here. See the 1650 level? This is really probably one of the best show of hands that we've had. So we're going to be expecting, to see some riders start to come in to pull this thing back up above that 1650. Remember, M is not a huge mover, so we're not going to be expecting huge pull-ups or pull-downs within it. And it most certainly is an exception with the amount that we've seen it move coming into this morning with those earnings. So overall, just need a little bit, a little bit of a pull up over that 1650, and based off that selling, definitely showing that they're going to be wanting this thing, down a substantial amount more. So beautiful selling at that 1650 level. Only other thing that I'm really looking at is OSTK. Now, OSTK is going to be on my side list just because it looks like absolute garbage, but it trades about $1.40 on average, and it's a pretty smooth trading stock for the most part. The only thing is that the reason it's going on the side list is I don't really see anything in it this morning that I can make pretty much any type of decisions on. So we can see it's taken a big hit, but it just hasn't really given us any type of prints to be able to definitively know exactly where we're going to be expecting it to go. So once that show of hand comes in, we should definitely see pretty decent trade within it. And again, it's definitely one of the more controllable stocks out there. It's really not a crazy mover. $1.40 move, nothing, nothing substantial, but at the same time, like I said, 175,000 shares already being traded, so I'm going to expect a little bit more than what we see on that average volume. Couple options plays to keep on the radar. CRWD, great aspirants yesterday at 98 and some at 100. Also, SQ has big selling at and above 62. Thank you for that, Davis. All right, guys, anything else out there that I missed? Anything else out there that we see? List is looking pretty good. Most of them, we have some decent show of hands coming into there this morning. So let's make sure that when we come into the morning time, we're sitting there and we're watching our, watching for those high percentage plays, and we know, the perfect case scenario before the market even opens, because those stocks that we have a show of hand shouldn't be looking at something else. We already have that show of hand there. BYND, Oscar. I'm gonna slap you. Did Apple satisfy? Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple, I mean, it's coming back down, but remember that 200 had a lot on that S side of things. So I wouldn't be shocked to see this thing kind of move it down a little bit more. Only thing is this morning, I don't really see anything definitive. And without anything definitive, I'm not really going to make any type of decision. You have a little bit of selling at 206.50, which doesn't help us at all considering it's at 203.50. Really not much. Not much there yet. We're going to need to wait for some type of show of hand, but based off of how much it's moving during the pre-market, I'm going to assume that we're going to get a show of hand pretty quickly within here. New record for big prints in DXC. I don't know about a record. I've seen some pretty big prints. Okay, so you typically, Davis, when you see something like this, you see how it has a 2.5 million here. Okay, market center official close. Okay, usually this is only one print because when it comes in that white afterwards, after that ask print, technically I think it's reprint. I don't think that's two different prints. I think that's one print. So obviously it's at the same exact price, so it really doesn't matter. It's going to be a level anyway, but it's from my understanding, it's only one. All right. All right, guys, let's get ready for our morning. We got some good stuff out there. So Wednesday is typically one of the best days that we get during our week. So let's get at it. All right, I'll talk to everyone in the chat and happy trading.